the scheme of things, this is one of my 572s I've been running. It's the one that had the busted up fins. And it started going lean on me a little bit. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up or not. But that filter has just got junk in it. It's like a gray, almost a gray junk in there. So I've got to clean that out. I suspect that's going to make it run a lot better. This is the second time that I've seen that in one of these 572s. Had come from one of the local loggers, and both of them had the same kind of an issue. And my guess is it might just be sludge from moisture, maybe. I don't know. Let's see if I can get a... But I got to peel that out and clean it off and put it back in, I guess. That's the mission. See if it makes any difference at all. I'm going to try to zoom up on that. See if it'll focus. Look at that. There's no way this saw is going to run good with that much blockage in the filter. Wow. So the three trends I've seen so far is short bars, skip chain. That does put a little stress on the PTO bearing. In fuel filter, I've been replacing them with steel. It's hard to get it on, but trust me, when you get it on, it makes a difference. And now these. So that's, I guess, the fourth or fifth I've done in the last 2 years. It's kind of funny, I first fired it up, it was so rich. Now it's got to retune itself to the fact that it can get some fuel. See if you get a sense of that. I'm going to do a 3-minute idle. But check it out when I give it throttle. It was so rich it was burbling. Clean it out now. Alright, let's see if we can tune this thing up with a field tune. It was running so rich after I cleaned the carburetor. By the way, it has one of the plugs that was fouled in the Makita, which I find interesting. That sounds better. Did you hear that thing clean itself out? It probably took every bit of 30 seconds. But it was running so fat. And plus it has that plug that had fouled in the Makita, but it worked its way through it. Let's see if it restarts. It's like a new saw. Amazing. I think it's pretty funny, actually.